we need light, we need sun, but we also need darkness. And darkness is a good space for incubation of ideas. It's kind of a visual pause, but also a spiritual pause in the way that it doesn't overwhelm me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Blue Hour podcast, where we explore the minds and the worlds of visionary artists and creators. This is the second moon segment of this season, which is stemming from the first interview we did with Marie-Danielle and Kimberly. Today you'll find a different, the inside world, more about the inside world of Marie-Danielle and how she thinks, how she processes, and what her art is really about behind the scenes, as well as her personal tips that she thinks will be valuable for you guys watching. So you can see this in this episode. Don't forget to go check out the Visionary Rose gift, which is now launched on our website. You get the chance to win a residency in Spain for up to 1 month, as well as cash prize and some mentorship. So if you want to grow your vision and learn different esoteric or spiritual techniques to go deeper within yourself, you get the chance to work with me. And if you want to support the channel, go check out our merch. The link is in the description. So let's jump right in. So Marie-Danielle, welcome to part 2 of the podcast, the lunar part.
Thank you.
So we're now in your studio. We're going to have a more immersive kind of segment where we see your inner world, your practice, your studio, your inner space. Yeah. So as for my other podcasts, I have a series of 3 questions that I'm going to start with. And you'll see they all have a narrative to them. Question 1, 2, 3, there's a linearity to them. And they're called the soul journey questions. And you'll understand why. So number 1 is called the initiation question. It's very simple. What gives you the most joy? And I want you to think about the answer in terms of your whole life. What is something common throughout your life that has been a source of joy for you?
Well, I would say that to me, joy, it's really about connection. I would say not just connecting with people, but also connecting with what's around me. And I feel like the moments when I really felt happy and I really felt like I was in tune with myself was I was really aware, but also really centered in the here and now. So yeah, to me, it's really about possibilities, but it's really about being there and not projecting or not thinking about ideals, but really just like absorbing and connecting with what's here. So maybe since we're in my studio, maybe I can talk about how it applies to my studio practice.
Well, let's just go through these 3 first questions and after that we can go around.
Okay, perfect.
Because they have like a specific, and maybe you'll answer the second question while you explain. So, so in this sense, the second question is the descent. So throughout your life, you said that, connecting with your environment, being present basically with it is what gives you the most joy. So what is something, a shadow or a fear that has come in your life and that seems to be a recurrent one that comes to interfere with you being present and being able to connect with your environment?
Yeah, well, I would say that it kind of goes together. The fact that I really feel happy being present, it's because it's always been a struggle for me because I'm really sensitive to my environment and absorbing like everything sensorily and like energetically that's going around me, and that may be overwhelming sometimes. So I do feel like it really helps me to focus and to center to what I really know my energy is useful or constructive, and try to tone down sometimes those distractions around me. So meditation helps a lot for that, but also just like focusing on what matters to me. Yeah.
Do you think it's still work in progress, or you fine-tuned it enough that you feel like right now you have all the tools to, when you feel overwhelmed or in traffic or like in a big space with lots of human energies, that you always have the skills to tune it down? Because that brings me to my third question, is how did you integrate both?
Well, I would say like it's always a work in progress, because of course I'm not static. Like we were always moving, and everyone around us is moving. So to me, it's really about just trying to listen to myself and understand what I need in the moment. So if I do not feel comfortable, it's because I'm not listening. It's as simple as that. So really helps me is just to remind that. So everything I don't feel good or I feel like something is off, I just try to recenter and say, okay, what's going on here? Maybe I shouldn't be here right now, or maybe I should focus on something else. So
that you've developed the reflexes with time to catch yourself being distracted by something that is not meaningful, and to bring it back to like the present and to the
So it's about self-awareness, and also I'm really I have a lot of empathy, so I cannot extract myself from others. So of course, to feel good, I always need to make sure everything and everyone around me feels good. And I do think like the art thing for me, it's this care, but with detachment. So I'm trying to detach myself from what's around us. And sometimes you can care and still, be detached and focus. Yeah.
It's not on my plan, but I see this painting behind here.
Yes.
It seems to have like a bit of a darker undertone than the other ones. What is this kind of place you're creating in this painting?
Yes, that's a good question. I think it's more apparent here because that's a mural, but it's actually the case in many of my paintings. Like the black background, it's actually what's going. Even if you look at my other paintings in the studio and you really pay attention, you can notice that everything, all the shadows, it's actually the ground. And I'm really interested into this figure-ground relationship, And to me, it's also a way to just rethink about what's standard. In the art world, we're used to the white wall, the white paper, the white canvas, the white screen. And I'm really aware of that. And there are a lot of historical linkings to that, and symbolic also meaning attached to this. So I really think, to me, color is, of course, it's political, and it's about the technique, but it's also about what it means for me to choose a certain background and bring it into the forefront.
And it kind of connects to what we discussed in the podcast about, what I mentioned, because I'm remembering it a bit clearer, like the cosmic mother, and you were talking about quantum physics, like the kind of empty space or empty energy, dark energy that unites us all, and from which everything emerges from. So starting from the patriarchal sun, masculine light, the white background, to now starting with the feminine, the empty space, the void that birthed the universe. That's kind of a metaphor that I see in this kind of approach to your work.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I do think, sometimes light we need light, we need sun, but we also need darkness. And darkness is a good space for incubation of ideas. And I think it's not just optical, the fact that it's easier for me to work on a black background. It's also just it's kind of a visual pause, but also a spiritual pause, in the way that it doesn't overwhelm me. So it's already just absorbing me. And, when you're in the dark also, like, you're always starting at a certain point to see things, and you start to see shapes. And I do think, like, when I work on a black background, it does the same thing for me. Yeah.
The light emerges. It's really a perspective thing, right? It's like, are you focused on, even in life, are you focused on what you don't have or what you have? And this kind of relationship between, are you focused on the shadows? Even in a painting, you can see artists that focus more on the shadows, some more on the light.
Exactly.
And it changed the perspective of everything in a way. So let's do the second segment, which is the thunder. I think I've named it differently in all my podcasts, but the thunder segment, which is more like flash questions. So you can answer as short or as quickly as you want.
Okay.
They're a bit more abstract questions. So, lately in your life and work, has there been a recurring symbol or even a color that's been showing up in significant and unexpected ways in your life and work?
Sorry?
A symbol, like any symbol of anything that's coming back.
Yes, for sure. Well, I think either we are if we are like figurative or abstract painters, I think there are always patterns that we're drawn to and that always come back. It's really rare that something just comes out once in your work. And as artists, we're also like often obsessive, so we tend to want to develop a subject or a symbol like for a long time. And it's why, like, in the past year, I've been working on water and also working about sand, because I do feel like I could literally like work on this my whole career and I wouldn't be done with this subject. So right now it's really something that is coming back. And also I would say like the magic of the real. I'm really interested in magical realism in stories and in my paintings, because I do feel like if we're really open, like, we can see the magic like in every day and all around us. And so to me, it's really about showing, pieces or environments or characters where it can seem very mundane, like a woman resting or sleeping or just living. But it's always, there's always this idea of like something more is going on. It can be very manifest, like a mermaid, for instance, but sometimes it may be just a transformation or something very unusual in the background or in the environment that really, at first, you're like, okay, it's just an everyday scene, but then you stop and you really look at it for a longer time, and then you see, okay, there's more to that, and it's not a natural everyday perspective. There's really something more going on, and you can see all the narrative that is between that. So yeah, it's about.
But sand it seems to be like, I see it in the painting there.
Yes, for sure.
And like drawings.
Yes.
And then the actual sculptures.
Yes, the sand is really recurrent right now, and like as I said in the podcast, it's really to me, it was about the memory of the scene, you know, and how even like matter that is considered like not alive can carry a lot of charge and can really speak to us. And, you know, like there's no way that you can draw sand from a specific beach or a river and have the same sand like at another place. It's always going to be very unique because it's all the particles, all the things that went through and that were refined into this specific river sand. And
it's a product of the environment, the rocks that were there, and like
exactly,
and time, lots of time.
Exactly.
Second question: have you had any particularly meaningful dreams or vivid dreams recently?
Yes, and it's I really like that you asked that question because in the past few years I really started to journal my dreams because I'm really someone that tend to always remember my dreams. I think it's just about also the way, like the time I wake up, it's always like a moment when I remember, and I started to sketch and write about what really stuck with me, just to make sure that the image and the feeling stayed. And sometimes, you know, like I make dreams and they manifest into my paintings. So it's not just like literature or like looking around me. It's also about my inner world and my unconscious. So yeah, a lot of ideas in the painting actually come from dreams.
And what's a recent one that was significant?
For instance, I dreamt about those mermaids, and I did like an octopus sculpture of those. And recently, I had a dream about one of those that was really dancing and moving. And I was just thinking for a long time, like I should do make a movie. And after that dream, I started to work on the idea of a stop motion, you know, and really bring this scene into motion. So it's really about transformation and
like this one, it feels like it's on the edge of the movie. Like it feels like it's already moving. You know what I mean? There's
this
like,
one here?
No, this one.
Oh, like, yeah, because she's an animal, so she's moving with the waves and with the movement in the water. So
beautiful.
She's still, but whether she wants it or not, her body is following the currents.
So beautiful. If your current body of work had a soundtrack, what would be the most prominent genre or specific songs that come to mind that would kind of embody the work well?
I think I want to answer your question maybe a bit differently, because I was thinking about sound a lot in this work, and to me the sound that I see, it's really underwater. So it's a song in itself. It's not a musical genre, but
what would be like ambient?
Yes. So yeah,
or sound recording.
Ambient. Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
So I really try to listen, and also I do some meditative moments when I really like immerse myself underwater, and I really listen and close my eyes and being in the dark and hearing nothing else than just the sound of the water. It really helps me recenter.
I have to share something with you after. I had a whole vision, because you're Pisces rising, I'm Pisces sun, so I get where this comes from. I had a vision where I was actually on the beach. That's where it started. I was walking in water, deeper and deeper. And then I could breathe underwater in the vision. And I went to sit. I found a cozy place by a rock in the bottom of the ocean, sat down there, and then this big thing happened, and it's just this comforting water that's warm like your skin, and so you feel like a kind of motherly kind of quality that's all embracing, and then this kind of a stillness of being in water, but also connected to everything through water. So, and I recorded my voice during the process of the meditation and added the sound effects of like being underwater. So you put your headphones on and you're guided into this kind of inner space that I feel like you would maybe connect with.
Absolutely.
So I'll share that with you after. If you could choose an animal to represent your current artistic journey, what animal would it be? I mean, you have a lot of animals, so.
I mean, I think it could be like any kind of amphibian creature, I guess. But it really moves. But in my life, but especially like this year, I do feel like I'm drawn to water and really feel this connection with those animals that really move with the water and just are in tune with this.
In here, there's lots of water creatures.
And I do think one of the reasons for that, it's also, for sure, like climatic changes, like is in our minds for many of us these years. And I'm really much aware that the way that we take care of our oceans is really going to affect us more and more. And to me, like having this empathy into this environment that is not directly ours, but that is directly connected to us, to me, it's a good way to kind of think about what's outside and how I can relate to that.
Yeah, very interesting. So when you're creating, this question is about describing something. So remember a time when you were creating, maybe painting, that you felt like really in the flow of things, almost like you're in all your senses feeling something as you're painting it. Is there something you can share of like a moment that is significant where like almost sometimes you kind of lose your sense of self as you're painting?
Yes, I would say to me, one of the times I really love to work in my studio is during the night, because I do feel like it's way much quieter. It's darker outside, so I really feel alone and like I can focus with the canvas. And I remember like I was just painting one night, and I didn't know what I was doing exactly, which is kind of unusual because I do a lot of research, a lot of planning. So to me, it's a really big challenge, to be in front of a painting and not knowing what's going on. But then it actually ended up like being one of my best paintings. So just that to say that it really brought me to one of the, I think, mistakes a lot of new artists do, is to have this big idea, perfect idea, and think it's possible to translate it directly onto the canvas, which it's not a question of how technically good you are. It's impossible. And I think like the best way to work, it's really to just being open to and trust the process. And usually it leaves it open to better possibilities, So yeah, I would say like it was that moment that I decided to really like not plan and just let go like all my preconceptions and just go with the flow of creation.
Last question. If you could ask your own intuition one question right now, something you would want to know from your unconscious, what would it be?
One question for my unconscious?
Yeah. Something that's like you want to know that's there, you know it's there, but you don't know how to access it.
That's a tough question. I would say, sometimes when you have really big ideas, you don't know where to begin. And I'm trying to think, okay, I'm gonna just like take it step by step. I recently read a book about, it's Anne Lamotte. She's an author, and I also have a writing practice, but it also helps me to read her writing advices for my art practice. And she has this example when she talks about his brother that was overwhelmed with the work and last minute, and her father just told him, take it bird by bird. So I'm trying to take things bird by bird, but sometimes I think it's really hard to know where to begin, So if I can ask myself like one question, I think it would be, what would be a good place to begin to do something?
And maybe I can help you with this answer. Just if we look more intricately at your moon sign in your chart and look at the nakshatra, we can see exactly how your mind receives information from the outer world. And therefore it will give you a lot of perspective as to how to... I'm sure you've figured it out with time, like how your mind works, but it gives you more details.
Okay.
And it's also connected with mythology, so sometimes it's a more abstract way of thinking and conceptualizing it, but that opens up something within you. So we can look at that after. So the last segment, something practical that you do in your art or in your spiritual practice that you would like to share with the audience that you think is useful for an artist or someone watching this?
Well, I think one thing is really useful and helping me. It may sound kind of boring, but it's really about routine, because it really, I'm not naturally organized as a person, but having really a routine really helps me to not have to consciously like put myself to work or put my mind into creation mode, but it's just like it begins, automatic. So it's really something that I do, and I always start just maybe to talk to you about like my process in the day and in my work.
Show us.
It always begins with stories. So I collect different stories of fiction and non-fiction. And I'm really interested in realism, but also, as I said, magical realism. And then when I read those stories, I often just write words, in my sketchbook. And then I do like quick sketches. So it's always the first steps. And then it's just like about planting many seeds and feeling like they don't need to grow now. Some of them maybe will grow like years from now, but it's just planting as many seeds as I can, I think really helps. And then going from that, when, an idea's time has come, it just becomes natural. And so, it's just having those moments every day when I just take time for absorbing, but also for incubation and just like letting it out without thinking. And then I can refine afterwards.
So, for example, this sketch will become a painting. Is it one of the final sketches for the painting, or it's?
Yeah, for instance, like this is a drawing that I translated directly into a painting. That is not that is in process right now, And
It looks like I have a sweater like that.
oh, okay, nice, like a fur.
Yeah, like feathers.
Yeah, yeah. I like to merge different environments all together.
And this, is it a sketch or it's a final kind of piece?
Well, I would say it's a sketch in the way that right now it's a drawing, but I'm gonna make a painting of that.
Okay. And would this be something you would show in a gallery as well?
Yes, I'm working on that right now, and I'm really, going towards a more free-form way of working to really liberate myself from the techniques and also the, all the constraints, geometrical constraints. So this is going to be a painting, but I'm currently working on freeform circular canvases, just because I do feel like this needs to be, freeform and like the sand and like water.
Right. And that must also change your relationship with the piece as well. Painting with straight 90-degree angles versus like the fire ratio.
Absolutely. Yes. Because and just like doing this before, it allows me, to really know what I'm doing, and then when I'm going to do the painting, I don't need to look at it because it's already absorbed. So I can just trust my mind and trust the brush and go with it more confidently.
That's really very good advice. Like, you absorb, you kind of dissect into random ideas down here in the sketches. Then once you've kind of absorbed the shapes of the myth you've read about or whatever it was, you translate it intuitively into this kind of scene that has more narrative, I guess, because this is more like individual. This kind of starts creating a narrative.
Exactly.
Then doing this more elaborate sketch, almost like you're more confident in the technique, in the subject matter, and then the final piece becomes like once everything is digested, now you're ready to like create it with color and like I guess more time as well, because this takes a lot more time.
Yes.
How long does it take you to do, like, let's say this one, which could be like this circular one in the future, would be like?
Honestly, that really depends. Like one painting like this side, it can, especially like this one is mostly acrylic, so it dries very fast, even if it has many layers. So it can take me, I would say, from one day to a couple weeks. That really, you cannot predict the obstacles, and sometimes you need to accept it. And I'm really interested into this first, this first gesture. So this one, I think I restarted it like a few times, because when it's not exactly the energy I wanted, I just put black gesso and then I start over. Because it's really important to me to keep the gesture, and even if I work a lot on it, I don't want it to feel overworked, I just want to keep the energy. So yeah, extremely variable.
Sweet. Any last thoughts? This concludes.
Well, thank you for this conversation. And I think, to me, it's, I would say, like the practice, it's really about just patience also for me. And as you've seen, like I do a lot of like versions of one work, just because I'm not aiming for perfection, but I'm aiming for detachment. And I do think the more you know your subject, the more you feel confident, the easier it gets to just be free.
I think a good word, and let me know if it's right, authenticity. Like,
yes,
something genuine that's not, based off expectations of others. In this way, detached from everything, and so you can just be channeling this.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is a process of tuning down those external voices And usually when you do something that feels right, even if you're the only one who's going to see it, you know it's going to be right for the world. So, yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to go support those Kimberly and Marie-Danielle. The links to all their work is in the comments, the bio, sorry, in the description of this video, and you can see also the link to the Visionary Rose gift. So once again, don't hesitate. Go subscribe. We have go apply. We have 5 jury members that will love to see your work and see how they can support you as well. And you get a few perks just for applying, and it's free. And don't forget to support the channel if you can by liking, subscribing, commenting. We even have some merch if you want to buy our Rosenbrot hoodies that I'll post an image here, which come in one size. They're oversized, so they fit almost anyone. And drop shoulder, they fit very comfortably. So go check that out as well. And I'll see you for next week for the next Blue Hour podcast.